Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here to take a look at the cameras and do a full camera review on the OnePlus 9 Pro. Ta-da! Fancy phone. I've been using it for about the last week or so now. Finally got an opportunity to test out the primary camera, the macro lens, the whole 9 yards. I got a lot of good pictures, and yes, I think overall it's a good camera. So I'll start off by saying that. Definitely doesn't merit a lot of the negative kind of flack that it's gotten over the last couple of weeks as the phones come out. The Hasselblad stuff works really nice with the color profile and the tuning. It has a very nice natural profile to it, not oversaturated, and it may not always look like the most eye-catching because when you look at things like the Samsung phones, really they deal a lot in oversaturation, which is appealing to the eye but may not necessarily be as natural. So we're going to dive in, take a look at the cameras on here, and give it a good go and see what it's all about and show you some of the great pictures that I was able to take with this camera. But before we get into all that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now, let's take a look at the cameras. First things first, here's a couple of selfies, and I think they turned out really well. I had some concerns because it is an older sensor that they're using for the selfie camera, but you can see it takes perfectly good pictures, especially with some nice daylight. It really soaks in the sun and it gives you a nice natural color and look to it, very sharp as well. You'll see some dark mode pictures here later, and here's an option with the zoom in on the telephoto. 3.3 times zoom is really nice because you get that along with the digital magnification. And I was out and about and took the family out for dinner. You can see very nice natural color tone, natural skin looking tones, and I like the way that this turned out. It's not oversaturated, it's not blowing up the blues and the greens like the Samsungs do. And I think that really with the Hasselblad, working with them with this and the color profile detail stuff, I think that it gives it a really nice look of its own. It's something that stands out, not just, hey, it looks like Apple, hey, it looks like Samsung. And I think that's kind of what they were going for here, to pull off, to give themselves like their own name when it comes to this stuff. You can see the water droplets look really, really good there on the rose petal. And I mean, who doesn't like a donut? I threw that in there for good measure. But this one's cool. You got the sprinkled donut, and then you look in and bam, there's the macro lens camera, and it's got a 5 megapixels, so it works really good with picking up detail. And I love this picture right here of my dog. It turned out so good. That one actually kicked in with the macro. It automatically, by default, when you get close to objects, will kick in the macro, and you can get some really good detailed, like relatively close shots, and then also really close-up shots as well. Now, also went outside, took a lot of pictures. I went to the nursery down the street, so you're going to get to see a lot of natural environment stuff here. The green and the red in this elephant ear plant just pop really well. It looks good. I love this picture as well. You can get up really close, get a lot of detail, and again, I keep falling back to the way that the colors look. It looks really good. It looks natural and true to life, and that's one thing that I like. It may not always be the most glory looking thing, but it looks really nice, and that's with the portrait effect there. Portrait mode on here, top notch. That plant looks great. Also, you got the portrait mode when it comes to selfies, so you see the portrait mode there, and then the normal. So there is some difference, but it does do a good job, and I love this picture too. It captures the waxiness, the natural look of the leaves on the plant. Another set of selfies here, so you can see normal, and then also portrait mode. I think it does a good job with edge detection. It makes it the nice natural buttery bokeh effect in the background. So I think they did good here. Now here's an illustration with the regular shot, and then the zoom in with the 3.3 times, and then all the way in with the 30 times. Actually it's 10, so regular 10 and then 30. And then this one I love here, and there's some pictures with some bees in here too that are pollinating the plant. It was super windy, so I was having a hard time trying to get close-up pictures, but it didn't blur them out. One thing you'll notice though, it does look a little soft in the bottom. It has to do with the edge detection and picking up closer objects. So since that petal curved up and got to the focus before the rest of the picture, sometimes maybe a little bit of softness there. But here, I really like the way the night mode looks as well. Went outside, took some shots. This is low light. Of course, you can see there is ambient light around. It's not completely dark, but it still does a good job of picking up the detail, and even with the selfie shot. So depending on how much light you have exposed to your face will dictate how good it looks. But overall, I thought it did a good job. All right, not too shabby, huh? We got to see a lot of different pictures. We did the zoom, we got the 3.3 times telephoto. We've got the primary shooter, the macro lens that really lets you punch in and get those National Geographic style photos that I've been talking about in other videos when I do camera comparisons. I think that OnePlus did a good job putting this phone together. I do think that the HasselBLad has some merit to it. It's not just a name that they threw on here that's written underneath the camera. Yes, there are some improvements they could make with regard to how the camera operates. Yes, there are concerns if it's really hot outside, you get a lot of exposure, especially for recording. It does generate some heat, especially because of the Snapdragon 888. That's not something that's been, I think, yeah, it's been out there. People have talked about it. I think it's a little bit more of a fringe problem. I have not had any problems with it personally, but the pictures themselves, I think, look really good. I really love the natural look and the tone that it has going for it, and I hope that with this HasselBLad cooperation, over the next couple of years, it's really going to bring some great enhancements and some great features to the OnePlus cameras. Now, I think this is off to a good start with what they're doing now, and I think that, yes, the cameras on here are good. I enjoy shooting with them, and I think overall OnePlus did a good job moving over the last couple of years in the direction they're heading, but still could use some work. So that's all I've got on my camera review of the OnePlus 9 Pro. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comment section and I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching and I'll see you guys next time.